What's up, everybody? Feeling a lot better today. Oh, now I'm just kind of snotting out everything. But I'm up here in Fort Mill, South Carolina. I want to talk about the storm went through Nashville last night and demolished a bunch of it, the tornadoes and stuff. Actually ran through there yesterday, and yesterday afternoon it was raining, but it seems like I've been on the back end or the front end of some storms here lately. But up here at US Foods, and I've actually never delivered here at this location. But this is my first stop of 3. I actually got another stop. My next appointment's at noon. So I got a green light, so I just now came from inside asking, do I go by the green light system, or do you guys call me, or what do we got to do with that? And they said, yeah, they'll call me. So now I'm just waiting to get a call to go in and pick up my bills and head on. I'm going to Lexington, South Carolina, my next stop. Then tomorrow I got my 90 appointment is at 6 a.m. in Greenville, North Carolina. So this load was really late picking up. I had I don't know if I would say really late. When I get an appointment window from today at 6 a.m., tomorrow 6 a.m., and it's JBS, typically it's going to fall on the latter versus the first. Why they do that, I'm not sure, but what I can do is put 6 o'clock or when it's going to be ready, but it actually wasn't ready until about I think about 11 o'clock on Saturday. Yeah, 11 o'clock on Saturday. And Colorado is where I picked it up at. So I grabbed it at the JBS Greeley, Colorado, and came down here and went through a lot of rain. So what's up, Kenworth? So this was a fresh meat load, and their prime is really hardcore about the seals and stuff on the fresh meat loads and the berries and that kind of stuff. So when you got multiple stops, I got multiple seals, so they want to make sure that every time you leave a receiver, that on the bills that it's showing that the seal was intact when you got there. So it's something I've been watching for. You at your O. I'm at my O2 actually, Kenworth. So I've got 3 stops on this one, which is typically not usually what I do, but this one's first stops here in Fort Mill, South Carolina. Then I'm going to Lexington, South Carolina. Then I'm going to Greenville, North Carolina for the 90. So picked up in Greeley, Colorado. So it's about 1,900 miles trip. Paid pretty good. Paid almost, I think it was right at $3,600. So it's like $1.87 a mile. So it wasn't bad. So I'm just sitting here. Figured I hadn't done a video because I've been sick here lately. Yeah, it's a good run. You know, I prefer to do long runs like this than those short hops. They pay pretty good. I mean, you can go 200-300 miles and get, you know, $600-700, but you're dropping and picking up usually in the same day, and that just sometimes that wears me out. Especially with this load before, because last week when I went home to my home time, this was my first week back from home time, and well, last week was, and I did a bunch of short hops to get some stuff on payroll, which has been really cool. My dispatcher does that, but so I did not go in the hole when I went on home time or when I came back from home time. I didn't make what I usually make, but I took off 6 days and still made my payment, still brought home a check both weeks, and I went home Saturday. So how's the black? It's running good, man. It's running good. So I went home Saturday. Payroll now stops on Wednesday. So I went home Saturday. So I only had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 days. Then I went home for 6 days. Then came back on the road on Friday. And so I had Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and still brought home a check. So was pleased. I knew it wasn't going to be a huge check, but it was a check. I didn't go in the hole, so that's a good thing. Still a little congested. Still a little congested. Now I'm blowing out all the mucus and stuff. The other day I was driving on the road, man, my nose is so raw. You can see right here. I got my box of Kleenexes right here, and I went through a whole box in a day and a half from my nose running so bad. It's just my allergies, so I guess it's about that time to start taking the allergy medicine again. My 03 is 91 miles away, so it's about an hour and 40 minutes from here. My appointment's not till noon. It says if I leave right now, I'll be there at 8:57. So I figured I'll hit some traffic because I am actually right outside of Charlotte, which I'll be dropping down going through Columbia and hitting to Lexington, South Carolina, which is right here. Some of these drivers here this morning, I went back and I got here probably about 15 till 5, and when there was people blowing the horn, the air horns and everything else, I got up and was looking. I thought somebody's about ready to hit me or hit somebody, and I don't know what was going on, but they was wouldn't stay off that horn. They was on it. I'm like, dang. JBS, so you got these multiple stops. One of the things you got to watch for is like they put these cables in here, man. This one flipped up and about smacked me in the eye. So you want to definitely be cautious and careful when messing with these wire seals, breaking them, taking them out of the package, doing whatever you got to do with them, because they are flimsy. They will take an eye out with quickness. What did he say? I take Allegro daily because of the mow and pollen in the air in Florida. Yep. I need to get back on there. Last year, I mean, I have real bad allergies, especially to mold. Like when I done real estate, I could really sense mold in basements. Some people were like, I don't smell it or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, it's leaked in here. I immediately, and I'll get locked up. It'll lock me up. Bad. It is bad. I don't know what is going on. Look here. The hot wifey calling. Hey, you're on YouTube.
I'm on YouTube.
You're on YouTube live. Yep, I'm doing it live right now.
Oh, I didn't get a notification.
Well, sorry.
You must have called at the same time my alarm was going off earlier. Anyways, okay, I'll let you go. Love you.
Love you. Yeah. Said she didn't get a notification. She's probably asleep, is what it was. Probably asleep. But you better take it. Wives are important. Absolutely. Wives are important. That is for sure. But here is what we're dealing with here. Let me get this thing off the charger here. There we go. Lots of U.S. food trucks. This is a pretty cool, actually, little setup. You know how they got the doors and stuff. That's one thing I like about going into like a Walmart is really no matter where you go to at a Walmart DC, the setup and the layout is all pretty much the same. You're going to go through there, it's going to be kind of like a C. Your door's going to be in the same place. You're receiving, you're going to dolly down, disconnect, dock it. I always say the triple D. So I like the system of you call them when you're dolly down and disconnected. They call you when your bills are ready. A lot of these places here. So I think on this stop right here, I only had 35,000 pounds in the box. I think that this stop got a little over 11,000. And Capstone Logistics, which is the lumper, they were $209. So you got the green light back there. But $209 for the lumper fee. All I'm saying is I'm glad Prime's paying that. But I've heard some people having some some crazy. I think the highest one I've ever had on a lumper fee is almost $400. But I mean, I guess they just, I mean, they go by the manifest as far as what they're taking off, and I guess the weight or the volume. I'm not sure exactly how it works out, but it seems like there's no rhyme or reason. Different people, different companies charge different things. There's no kind of like consistency to it, which would be a pretty good expense, you know, if you're an owner operator, and you know, you're paying your own lumper charges. So that's another good thing about Prime, is they pay for all the lumper fees on that. So sorry, I'm back. Kenworth, where are you at? Where are you running at today? Yeah, you can see up here where, well, let's see, let's flip this thing around for a minute. You can kind of see where we're going to be going to. We're going to be dropping down from Charlotte area. So when I ran through yesterday, I mean, I ran through all on 40, then went down 26. When I went through Nashville, of course, Nashville, I mean, last night got nailed by that tornado. Kenworth, I didn't know you were a deputy. I knew you were Chad's buddy, but I didn't know you were a deputy in Florida. I thought you actually drove a truck. Deputy in Florida. That's pretty cool. Sorry, guys. I know it was a little gross, but I gotta get this stuff out. I can't be holding it in. Ain't gonna get no better. This daggone Columbia, you're really getting. Oh, Chad's been trying to get you to come over here. This homeboy right here got all close to me. They lining up over here. My luck right now is they'll be calling me when they got all these trucks in front of me and I can't go anywhere. That'd be my luck. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, I did drive before I went to service 30 years ago. Oh, wow. Well, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Dreary day today when I was coming through this morning. So I got up about 2:30 this morning, went and got me a shower. I parked over there in where was I? I don't actually know where I was. I was at a Pilot, but I'm not sure what drove when I popped in. No. Where was I? Caffney, South Carolina. So I parked at the Pilot, got up this morning about 2:30, took a shower, rode out about 3:30, and it was foggy in the mountains. I was about 70 miles from here, and it was on 85. I don't know if anybody's been. I'll be coming to Prime next year. Nice. So on 85, if anybody run that stretch on 85 through Caffney, and you know that they've been doing that road construction for a while now, and it's a hot mess. I mean, it's 2 lanes, but I mean, it's can't retire here until I'm 55. Retired at 55. Oh man. Guy walking through here. Thought he was. Guess he's talking about me.
You talking about going upstairs that over here?
What's
Getting
that?
paperwork.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
And the lady said once you dock your truck,
Yeah, it's over on the left.
oh, way over there.
No,
20,
yeah, it's right on the left.
25 and 26.
Yeah,
Oh,
that door, yeah.
I was asking about where the. Did you ever see yourself doing flatbed in the future? The sleeper division can be rough on the health. I don't know. I actually was looking at going to TMC flatbed before. I don't know if I've told. I think I've said this before, but I mean, I had everything done with them TMC, and they kind of hoodooed me around. I kind of got frustrated with them because when of course, you got that 30 or 60 day window. Well, they just told me, because at that time I had just started looking into the trucking and still had to get some stuff squared away with the real estate business. So I checked in. I gave all my paperwork, and everything was passed on my part, and through them. I just wasn't ready to go yet because I hadn't taken care of some of the things I needed to take care of with business. But I would check in with her on a weekly basis, let her know that, hey, this is what's going on, this is going to be the date, so I wasn't just kind of keeping her out there on the thing. And actually, the day that I called and said, okay, I'm ready to come out there, what do I got to do? She said that they had declined to hire me because I had waited for too long. And at that point, I was just like, I was so frustrated because, I mean, it was something that I was communicating with her on a daily basis or a weekly basis. So I just called and sent all my stuff into Prime and got called in the same day, as far as everything was approved basically in a day at Prime. Because my work history was, I had my, real estate business for the last 14 years. I mean, that's what I've always done. So I didn't have no employment gaps, and my record's clean, and you had to do all your fingerprints and all that stuff with real estate. So this is a pretty easy process for me. That's why I couldn't understand why TMC did what they did. But to answer your question, I wouldn't rule flatbed out. I think flatbed it would be really rough in the wintertime, I think. I mean, especially cold up there, tarping and stuff down. I mean, I guess that would be the big what's really nice is 95% of the customers are 8 to 5 and sleep at night. Also, parking is never an issue. Yeah, that's true. And a lot of the people, as far as flatbedders, they're just a Monday through Friday. Usually on the weekends, it's not too hard to go home on the weekends. I mean, if you're by your house, I thought you can run a regional route. Being from the south, I am home every weekend. Nice. So you're actually running flatbed. Who are you running with, Chuck? Milton. Nice. Yeah, I watch Trucking with Tay. He's with Maverick. And you know, of course, Melton, Maverick, TMC, that's your big flatbed companies. But I think I will. I'm not 100%, but I'll probably end up finish this lease out on this truck, and I'll get the leasing, the bonus, whatever you want to call it. Then I'll probably end up doing something where I'm home in a regional standpoint, you know, flatbed or, you know, whatever it may be. But I just hear that, you know, you can your options are a lot more broader when you've got the 2-year OTR experience. 1 year most companies is good with, but as far as I heard that the pay difference from a year to 2 years is a pretty big difference. So that's what I'll be looking into. Because if I keep on doing this, I mean, like, personally, like Chad, you know, he's been in this business for 20-some years. I just don't see why, if you're in the business that long, why he hasn't got his own truck. I mean, I know that, you know, he has no desire to do that, but I mean, it would, I think it would be so much wiser, you know, as far as profitable, if he had his own, you know, have his own rig. I mean, hell, right now he could have his own fleet, you know, running for Prime. But, you know, it's not always that Prime. But, you know, if I continue in this career, which I like and enjoy most of the time, of course it has its ups and downs just like everything else does, I'll probably end up owning me a truck. I mean, that's what I'll, you know, probably end up doing. I just couldn't see myself being in this career for more than 5 or 10 years, then looking back and say, hey man, I could have had a truck paid off in you know, 5 years. 2 years opens every door possible in trucking for sure. Be safe out there, Jason. They're in love these shingles. Good deal. You stay safe too, man. So that's kind of, I mean, we have a lot of stuff coming out of Lexington. I'm kind of in the central part of the hub. I mean, we've got a lot of Snyder. We've got Averett. We got a bunch of different trucking companies in the Lexington area that, you know, regional, whatever it may be. But, well, guys, I'm gonna jump off here. I just wanted to kind of get on here, let you know I hadn't done anything because I've been sick here for the last couple of days, and just sitting here waiting on this paperwork. They already done with the green light here for about the last hour. So you guys be safe and have a good one.